Hey guys, Daniel Benoit, founder of the ECBRO. I want to talk to you real brief about my latest published books, I should say. There's a couple of them, but the first one I want to mainly focus on is Trail of the Unknown. Most people talk about Bigfoot from a distance. I didn't. Trail of the Unknown was written from the ground up, from real expeditions, real environments, and real documented encounters. This book was not created to entertain fantasies. It was written to document a pursuit. For years, I walked into remote areas with one goal: observe, document, and evaluate what is happening in our forests without jumping to conclusions. What I discovered is this: there is a pattern of behavior that deserves serious attention. In Trail of the Unknown, I lay out the structure we document, environmental factors we ruled out, the mythology we use, and the experiences that cannot simply be dismissed. This book is not about blind belief. It is about disciplined curiosity. It is about asking better questions. It is about separating imagination from field data. If you are someone who is tired of the circus side of cryptid research, if you are someone who values boot on the ground investigation, if you want to see how evidence is approached instead of sensationalized, then this book was written for you. Trail of the Unknown represents years of persistence, documentation, and independent research through the ECBRO. It is an invitation to examine the evidence, not emotionally, but objectively. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who know me and for those who follow me over the years, you guys know I've always taken a very objective approach to what's found out in the forest or whatever's presented on social media. Um, there's all kinds of research methods that people do and practice. However, I want you to take a look at what I put out there and what I present. And it might really shed some light on a few things. It might open your eyes to a few things. It might just make you really like, oh, wow. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying I'm an expert, but growing up the way I did, studying the way I've done, and applying my knowledge to the field and over the years, getting that field experience and observations, it really opened up a lot of deep insight. And what I learned, I want to share it with you guys. That's what I'm doing. There's a lot of my experiences I share. Some of them in this book. There's a lot of more recent things I've shared in this book, along with a couple other encounters I discuss and go through with, you know, um, some of the areas that I will be investigating. Some of it's mentioned in the book itself. Now, the Bigfoot Zone, my other book, The Bigfoot Zone, A Comprehensive Research Doctrine of Bigfoot Investigations. Now, this book here, I highly recommend this one. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's a lot of new people in the field. A lot of new people. And even if you're not new in this field, I'm going to tell you something. If you want to take more of a scientific approach, but with an open mind at the same time, the Bigfoot Zone, a comprehensive research doctrine of Bigfoot investigations. This book here, which also references Trail of the Unknown, by the way, um, it's going to take you very deep. It's going to open your mind. It's going to blow your mind. You're going to enter the unknown. You're going to learn the science and follow the evidence. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here to convince you, but I'm here to share the truth, and I'm here to share what is put together here. A lot of people there's a lot of people that don't believe I don't need to read a book to learn how to find Bigfoot. Well, this ain't what this is about. This is about opening your eyes, educating you to what you're blinded by. I really encourage you guys to take advantage of what is out there. Take advantage of every tool possible. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to go on anymore. I could probably blab and go on and discuss a few things, but you know, one thing you guys should always remember to keep in mind. I say this all the time. It's very common. The phrase I like to share: learn and know what is known before seeking the unknown. And Trail the Unknown will really break that down to you. Also, the Bigfoot Zone. Again, the Bigfoot Zone references Trail the Unknown. Let me read a little bit more in depth on Trail the Unknown. Trail the Unknown, A Journey Beyond Truth, is a deeply personal and investigative exploration in the wilderness, mystery, unexplained phenomena, and the enduring search for answers beyond conventional understanding. Wildlife researcher, and by the way, I'm reading the About section in the book. Wildlife researcher and founder of the East Coast Bigfoot Researchers Organization, the ECBRO, Daniel J. Benoit takes readers on a journey through years of field investigations across the Appalachian regions of Pennsylvania, Virginia, and up and down the East Coast. Blending scientific analysis, historical research, environmental tracking, eyewitness testimony, and personal memoir, Benoit documents his disciplined pursuit of one of North America's most controversial mysteries, the existence of Sasquatch. Rather than relying on sensational claims or speculation, the book emphasizes evidence based investigation and ecological realism. Benoit examines biological feasibility, tracking anomalies, strange light phenomena, wilderness behavior patterns, and the psychological experiences of eyewitnesses, while also confronting the cultural challenges and internal conflicts within the Bigfoot research community. Through first-hand encounters, documented fieldwork, and historical perspective, the Trail of the Unknown explores intersective between science and mystery, encouraging readers to question what is truly known about the natural world and what may still remain undiscovered. More than a search for a legendary creature, this book is environmental respect and a responsibility of approaching the unknown with honesty, patience, and integrity. Trail of the Unknown invites readers to step into the wilderness, not simply looking for answers, but learning to understand the questions that continue to guide the journey. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's enough said. These books are found on lulu.com. Yes, if you go to lulu.com and find your bookstore, you will find Trail of the Unknown, A Journey Beyond Truth, and The Bigfoot Zone, a comprehensive research doctrine of Bigfoot investigations. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for so much. Thank you for your support. And yes, I'm pushing a book here for you guys. I'm a couple books. I could even throw in the new children's book I have out there. It's titled Caden Goes Camping, which is based off of me and my grandson. That children's book, yes, it is it is fictional because of the story I added in there. So, but the other two books are non-fictional and they share a lot of scientific data, the mythology on how things are pursued in the search of the elusive, undiscovered Bigfoot, Sasquatch. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you guys again for taking the time to listen to this little promo. And you could only learn so much from what I'm telling you. I really encourage you to go to lulu.com and be supportive and do a favor to yourself. Grab a copy of Trail of the Unknown, A Journey Beyond Truth, and The Bigfoot Zone, a comprehensive research doctrine of Bigfoot investigations by yours truly, Daniel J. Benoit. Guys, I can't thank you guys enough for listening to me go on and on and on. So if you have any questions, you can send me an email to ecbro98 at gmail.com. Guys, thank you again. Keep it squatchy. Until next time, I'm your host of Bigfoot Zone. Every Friday night, until further notice, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we go live. Thank you, guys.